Good morning, baritone players. Welcome to our new classroom. This is how we're going to be learning over the next month. We talked a little bit about this on the Zoom chat. I'm going to be able to spend more time on every instrument, which is actually a really great thing for us to do right now in our instrumental development. Because when we have 15 of us in a room and we all play different instruments, it's really hard and takes almost all of the time every class for me to walk around and make sure that every instrument is doing what they need to do. So how we're going to format this is I am going to record a 10 to 15 minute lesson every single week just for your instrument. So we can spend more time diving deeply into baritone technique, how we do things, how we practice. And that's the first really important thing that we need to talk about, is it's my job as a music teacher to teach you how to practice. You know, if you were in PE, you wouldn't have Mr. Williamson or Mr. Dean just point at you and say, go get strong. They would give you exercises to teach you how to get strong, how to get better, activities that help you learn sports. I need to give you the same kind of activities in music because I can't just look at you and say, go learn how to play baritone horn. Here's a book. I need to be able to give you ways to practice. Because if I expect you to practice, I have to give you different things to do. So if you sit for a half hour, you're not playing the same thing for 30 minutes straight. That would be incredibly infuriating. So what we will do today is we're going to talk about long tones. That is really our focus in this first lesson. And our first 5 notes. We need to review these, and this will be the assignment that you submit to me on Monday. It will be due at the end of the day on Monday, so that on Wednesday during our Zoom chat, we can talk a little bit about it. So, starting off, do is our first note. Do is our first note on this mouthpiece. It's a low B flat. You're going to buzz. Put your lips together, real tight, tighten the corners of your mouth, and push a small stream of air out through the middle. Make this sound. That's a hard sound to do. If you're having trouble with that, what you're going to do is start with a raspberry. A raspberry is doing this. Right? Get your lips flapping, just push an air out, and then tighten it as you go. It's going to be a little bit spitty, so don't worry about it. So while you're doing your raspberry, you can tighten your lips up and go from to a buzz. Do that a few times. Make sure you got your buzz. Pause me if you need more time. And then while you have your buzz, do it in the mouthpiece. And aim for that low B flat, which is no. Take the deepest breath you can and play that note as long as you possibly can. That's a deep low note, so you can't play it for very long. Instrument, mouthpiece into your instrument, up to ready position. When you play the baritone horn, we've talked about this before, you can grip it here, you can grip it underneath. I prefer, because I'm a little bit taller, to play a little bit sideways facing out. And so that first note, our B flat, is open. None of the valves are pressed down, right? Just completely open. So that's how this fingering chart works. If it is an open circle, not filled in, it means the valve is not pressed down. If it is a black circle, it means the valve is pressed down. So this is what your first note, your B flat, sounds like. Match that pitch. Notice how when I play that note, I start the note, end the note, and sustain the note at the same level the whole time through. I don't sound like this. Right? That's a very turbulent note. You don't want turbulence on an airplane. Do not put turbulence in your note. So, your second note is C. That is your first valve and your third valve, as you can see on the diagram, right? So it's going to sound like this. match that pitch. Right? Third note is E, first and second valve. Match this pitch. Right? Your next one is E flat. That is just one finger down on the first valve after D, which is 2. One finger down, E flat. Right? And then lastly, F, which is just open. Same interval or same fingering as B flat, but it's higher. So you do need to tighten your lips. Repeat this note. And that's your high F. Right? So you'll see that F and that B flat are the same fingering. And so all it is tightening your lips from this low B flat When I go for the higher notes, I like to pull my jaw back a little bit. This might help you. While you are playing that B flat, pull your jaw back and put a little more air in and tighten your lips, and you'll hit the high F. Right? So those are your first 5 notes. Now what your assignment is going to be for this week, you are going to find a metronome. Any metronome will work. This metronome is on the Google Play Store and the App Store, and it's just called Metronome. So either download an app or just go to Google and Google the word metronome. A metronome will come up. You need to set it to 80 beats per minute, 80, and we are going to do a long tones exercise, which is 8 beats of one note, 8 beats of rest, 8 beats of the next note, 8 beats of rest. So these are teaching us several things. This exercise teaches us several things. The first is breath control. You have to take a deep enough breath to make a note last for 8 beats. Now my lungs are bigger than yours, but you are fully capable in 5th grade of doing this for 8 beats. It might be hard and it might be something that takes a little bit to master, but it's something you're going to be able to do. So 8 beats of B flat, then you're going to rest for 8 beats. 8 beats of C, rest for 8 beats, all the way up to our F. And when you do this on your own, I would like you to go up and down. That will be the assignment, right? So, making sure that our volume is up. 8 beats. You can watch me do the first couple, but then pause the video and rewind so that you can join in. Ready? 1, 2, that's it. There's your first 5 notes. B flat, C, D, E flat, F. That is what I would like you to do. But when you get to the F, I also want you to come back down the scale. I won't do that in this video for the sake of time, but that helps you with your breath control. You are able to hold a note out for 8 beats. And what you are aiming at is not only making the beat and the note happen that long, but keeping the note constant, like we talked about. Do not waver. Do not let yourself crack into different partials. It's something that's going to take time, but it's something that once you have down is going to be incredibly valuable. But this kind of warm-up is something that professional musicians still do every time they take out their instrument. You start your warm-up with buzzing on your mouthpiece for 2 to 5 minutes. Then you have 10 minutes of long tones. Most musicians that do that First 15 minutes of their practice is just buzzing and long tones before they even get to the music. But that is your homework for this week. I will post it in the Google Classroom that we create and share the link with this video with you, and good luck. Zip me a message if you have any questions. I will be on email and GChat, and I will talk to you on Wednesday.